Good afternoon. My name is David Reedy. I'm the pastor of Emmanuel Lutheran Church and Trinity Lutheran Church in Copperas Cove, Texas. Former senior pastor of Mount Calvary Evangelical Lutheran Church in Copperas Cove, in San Antonio, Texas, where I had the opportunity to work alongside with Harrison Goodman, who came onto my staff as an associate pastor, and we worked together for about a year. And it has come to my attention today that there are some very serious allegations floating around on Twitter about him being communicated on Facebook about him being potentially a pedophile and a homosexual. Um, President Harris himself has referenced this and made a comment about the neo-fascist or neo-Nazi source of this. I understand there's been some pushback about that language seems to be awful heavy-handed, and maybe there's something there that should be investigated. So I felt compelled to speak to this because I am uniquely positioned, having just recently served with him, I think, to discuss this. So I want to say very clearly, because I do not tolerate a lot of Mickey Mouse. People who know me know that. That Harrison Goodman indeed does have a Jewish ethnic background. He is a strong convert to Christianity. He's a strong advocate for confessional Lutheranism. And yes, he does like to work with children because as a convert, he is very big on sharing the gospel with other people. That's something I appreciated myself when I saw his name in a stack of documents from the district president as we were looking to call an associate, because I myself am a convert to Lutheranism from within the Christian tradition, he from outside. And so, yes, he is highly motivated to share the faith with young people. But I will tell you, I saw nothing that would make me question his sexuality or his relationship with children. His family and his children were very much a part of our life at Mount Calvary. I never saw him engage in anything that would even smell the least little bit off with kids. In my observation, supervision of his ministry there, and I did have him very active in our youth ministries. So this is very disheartening to hear that this kind of criticisms going around. These things get legs, and I encourage you to please just knock the crutches out from under this baloney. And I almost hesitate to share this because I don't want to inflame this idea, but we do have to look at the source of it, and the source is from particular anonymous sites that when you research them and read them, they push a lot of neo-Nazi, neo-fascist ideas. And I'm a doctoral student. I've been working on this off and on for 30 years as time and money permitted on the interrelationship of religion and culture, and very much focused on postmodernism and its development and how it has shaped our culture over the past 30 years. And there is a concerning trend within very small, but they are there, little pockets of our synod, which, because we are conservative, because we do uphold things that aren't popular or populist within our contemporary culture, like the nature of truth, that there is one truth for all people. There is one grand narrative that exists for all people. It's not just a bunch of little individual truths and little individual stories and little individual narratives, and they all have equal weight. No, we believe there is a truth. We're conservative in our understanding of our world and of our scriptures. And because of that, sometimes people from very far right positions in life feel like, well, yeah, we feel like we align with that. There is not any alignment between contemporary expressions of fascism and the Lutheran faith. There is no alignment with white supremacy. There is no alignment with anti-Jewish bigotry. Do we recognize that the Jewish religion has rejected Christ as the Messiah and that that's significant? Yes. Do we condemn all Jews by the nature of their ethnicity just because they have that genetics? That is not part of the story here. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I will say this: if you want to really kind of understand the dangers of fascism in our culture, um, because it is sort of kind of raising its head a little bit, and please do not take that as any kind of anything in conjunction with the election, because I think a lot of the verbiage there and rhetoric there is way over the top. So this has nothing to do with the election, but it does have to do with these allegations that were made against a former associate of mine and a brother in Christ. I would encourage you, if you really want to understand fascism, and I would actually say you probably should, to take a look at this book. This is a little older book. It's written by Dr. Gene Veith. He's one of our Missouri Synod scholars. He's very good. He works in the same area that I work in, which is the Integration of Religion and Society. And he explains the roots of it and how it's kind of been present in our life for the past 20, 30 years. And again, while it's a little older book, it's very prophetic, and you'll see some of the things he talks about actually has played out the way that he thought they might. And this is a very equipping book and to understand a lot of the currents going on in our culture. So I highly recommend this if you actually want to see who and what neo-Nazism is about. But I will tell you this, it has nothing to do with Pastor Goodman. Pastor Goodman is about the gospel. He's about the Lutheran confessions. He's about catechizing children with a faith that will sustain them for a lifetime. And I say that as someone who will publicly confess that he and I butted heads on some things, on matters of practice. But so if I had seen anything, I would have called him out. But I didn't see anything like this. Nothing. And so please stop spreading this stuff and helping the devil in his attack on the gospel. And thank you for your time.